Hello there, and welcome to our Forever Living Products webinar special training today. Today's topic is our marketing plan, and my name is Bill Lewis. I am pleased and excited to be able to share with you the nuts and bolts of this great plan. I think as we start, I want to point out that if you have any questions during this presentation, feel free to jot them down, or better yet, type them in to the questions box, the questions section over on the right-hand side of your screen. And when we're done with the explanation, I will get to as many of those as time permits. We should be spending about 40 minutes together today. And in addition, you will see a handout that we've prepared. That handout can be downloaded at any time simply by selecting it, clicking on it, and you'll notice the download will begin. What that is a PDF of the slides that you will see today detailing our marketing plan. So if you'd like a copy, feel free at any time to download. Be sure to, however, minimize the pop-up box that will come up so that you can see what we're talking about as we go along in our explanation. You know, the marketing plan is really the vehicle that can take you and I to any financial goal that we want. We have great products, we have great company, we have great forever business owners, good management, good country leaders, but the real mechanism that helps you and I achieve that level of financial independence that we're searching for is the marketing plan. Now, all companies have a marketing plan, obviously, but I'd like to compare marketing plans to as I mentioned, to a vehicle. And as I've been in my experience, I've found that most marketing plans would be like purchasing and driving let's say a Nissan Leaf. It's an all-electric vehicle, but it only has a capacity. It has a range of about 80 miles or 105 kilometers. When you compare that, however, to a different vehicle, maybe a Tesla, that has a range of 250 miles, much greater range. And that's how our marketing program compares to the others. We're driving the Tesla, others are driving the Leaf. What brought that home to me originally was when I first joined Forever Living. Before that, my family, meaning my grandmother and my father and I, we had a 3-generation network marketing business in another company. Our business started in 1961, and after 17 years in that other company, we had achieved some very high positions and some very good income. In fact, over that 17-year period, we were able to develop a group of distributors, and the volume was paying us approximately $12,000 a month, which back in 1975 or so wasn't too bad of an income. In fact, that was considered a very, very good income, and we were very happy with that. But it took us 17 years to develop it. Well, my father, in 1978, when Forever Living first started, decided to try Forever Living. He said he had a very good feeling about the company, he liked the product, and he was very impressed with the marketing plan. I wasn't too impressed at the time with his decision because we had, as I mentioned, reached the top position in this other company, and I felt that this wasn't the time or the place to be trying other companies. Well, he decided to join, and he started working his Forever Living Products business as a Forever business owner. About a year later, this would be 1979, we received our bonus check from the other company, and it was somewhere $11,000, $12,000, $13,000. And he happened to receive his check as well from Forever Living. When he opened that check and he showed it to me, I was dumbfounded. His check was a little over 19,000 US dollars. Now that was developed in less than a year. In fact, I think it was exactly a year. It was his 12th check. So in 1 year, he had generated enough business to create a $19,000 check. While in the other company, it had taken us 17 years to develop a $12,000 a month income. Well, that got my attention, and I started taking an in-depth look at the Forever Living Products marketing plan. And the deeper I dug, the happier and more pleased I became. And I want to share with you that excitement with you today as I take you through this plan. I know from my personal experience that this plan is fantastic. Needless to say, I joined Forever Living. I sponsored under my father in 1979 and went to work. My wife and I built our business in Forever as well. And I got to tell you that in probably a little less than 18 months, we had reached the level of Sapphire Manager, and our income was in excess of $10,000 a month regularly. Well, this was something that I just wasn't used to before, but I can tell you that the marketing plan, all else being equal in other companies, the marketing plan is what really sets Forever apart. So let's talk about it. I hope to share with you how it works. We're going to talk about the nuts and bolts today. For those of you who are interested, like I was, I wanted to know what is it that actually made it work and made it so successful. So let me get started here with our first slide, and let's first of all talk about case credits. Before we can truly understand the marketing program, we have to understand the concept of case credits. The case credits are simply a volume, their sales volume, measured for qualification and recognition. Each bottle of product, each unit of product has a case credit value, and these case credits are accumulated as the products are being purchased to determine when we reach new levels in the plan, and also to determine when we have accomplished or achieved certain incentives that the company has from time to time. Think of case credits as points. You simply accumulate points, and when your points reach a certain level, certain things happen. Now, case credits for move up in the marketing plan are always accumulated for 2 consecutive months. For example, January, February, February, March, March, April, and so forth. There are 2 consecutive months of case credit accumulation to determine when we hit the required levels for a sales level. Okay, knowing that, let's get into the actual plan. In our plan, everybody starts off as a Novus customer. A Novus customer is a person who has gone online and joined as a Forever business owner. They filled out the form, they have received an identification number and password, and they can now sign in to the company website and purchase product at a 15% discount off of the suggested retail price. So if a product has a retail value of $100, as a retail customer, they would have paid $100. Excuse me. Now, as a Novus customer, they will pay a 15% discounted price, which would be $85 for that same product. Okay, this is true until they have purchased 2 case credits in their own name personally from the company within that 2-month period I talked about, the 2 consecutive months. Now, many people, when they join, they purchase a Touch of Forever combo pack. That in and of itself has a value of 2 case credits. So they move to the first position in the marketing plan, and they become what is called wholesale qualified. So after purchasing 2 case credits within any 2 consecutive calendar month period, the Novus customer becomes wholesale qualified, becomes an assistant supervisor, and now he is known as a Forever business owner. The big advantage of this is that now they start purchasing their product at a 35% discount as assistant supervisor. So that same $100 worth of product is now costing them $65. And of course, when they retail it to their customers, they're going to earn that 35%, that $35 in this case. Okay? Now, as an assistant supervisor, when you sponsor somebody as a Novus customer, you're going to receive 20% of the retail value of whatever that Novus customer purchases up until the time that he himself becomes wholesale qualified. So in effect, you're going to be receiving 20% on 2 case credits of purchases of that Novus customer. Now that's assuming that the Novus customer purchases those 2 case credits within a couple of months. I have several people that I have sponsored who have never become wholesale qualified. They are still at the Novus customer discount, and it's been 6, 7, 8, 9 months. So they purchase a little bit of product every month for their own consumption, and I continue to receive that 20% based upon what they have purchased. Okay? So the other thing that you can see on the right-hand side of the screen is that the effect of your sponsoring activities is that as you sponsor people, they in turn can sponsor others. And you start to develop a network of people who are using the product as Novus customers and or people who are building a business and they want to make a part-time or full-time income out of being a forever business owner. The beauty is that all of the case credits or all of the points, all of the sales volume that's being generated by the purchases of you and the group that is being sponsored under you, all of that accumulates into your total case credits to help you reach higher levels and higher discount amounts in the marketing plan. For example, when you and your group do a total of 25 case credits in any 2 consecutive calendar month period, you will be moved up automatically to the level of supervisor. Your discount amount goes from 35 to 38% on your purchases. Your profit that you earn on your Novus customers goes to 23%, and you begin to receive what is called a group bonus. A group bonus is paid to you when you have sponsored somebody that is at a lower level than you are and when they purchase product. Now let me show you how that's figured. Let me get a pointer here. In order to figure this group bonus right here, okay, the company's computer, when the assistant supervisor that you've sponsored purchases product, they are going to receive a 35% discount. The company's computer realizes that you're at the 38% discount, so they're going to take the 38% minus the 35%, and you're going to get the difference, 3%. And this is paid to you on the 15th of the month following the purchase. That's called group bonus, and we'll be talking about that as we go. So basically, a group bonus is paid to you by taking the difference between your discount level and the discount level of the person that you've personally sponsored, and you receive that difference every time they or anybody downline for them purchases product. Let's suppose that you're right here. Let's go over to this side of the screen. You can see where I'm drawing here. And let's suppose that this person is your assistant supervisor. There's the 3% difference between you two here. But let's suppose that this person, assistant supervisor, has also sponsored these guys. You not only receive the 3% on the assistant supervisor, but you receive 3% on everything that happens in his group. So it's not just on the one individual, it's on the downline. Okay, having clarified that, let's move to the next level, which is earned when you and your group do 75 case credits within any 2 consecutive calendar month period. You can see your group is growing, and this is not any indication, by the way, of the size your group has to be in order to be an assistant manager. You can be an assistant manager with 6 people in your group or 100 people in your group. There's no set amount that is required. As an assistant manager, you move to a 43% personal discount on your purchases, 28% that you earn on Novus customers that you've sponsored, and now you can receive 8% of the assistant supervisors that you have directly sponsored to you, as well as their downlines, and 5% of any supervisors that are sponsored under you and their downlines. Your group grows and your volume increases. It's almost impossible to stop this once it starts, because the beauty of the program is that once each individual FBO in your group understands that the harder he or she works, the more volume they generate for themselves. And the more volume that they are generating for themselves means a greater volume automatically for you. So you can't help but benefit from the growth. Well, at 120 case credits, you become a manager, and you go to the highest discount level that we offer, 48% off of retail price. That means that when you purchase product in your name, you are only paying 52% of the suggested retail price. You are receiving 33% Novus profit and bonus from your Novus customers that you've sponsored, and you're receiving a 13% bonus on your assistant supervisors, a 10% bonus on your supervisors, and 5% on your assistant managers. Okay, now you can see how this can begin to mushroom, because the size of your group can be unlimited. People sponsoring people, all of them either using the product or very involved in selling the product and in building their individual networks. Now, this takes work, and it requires that there are some requirements that you do in order to receive these bonuses. It isn't a program that's designed for people who think they can just sponsor people, sit back and do nothing, and receive some kind of bonus from the company. That doesn't happen here. In order for you to receive the group bonus are these bonuses right here. Okay, in order for you to receive those bonuses, you must be active each month that you expect to receive those bonuses. Activity simply means that you and your retail customers and your Novus customers do a total of 4 case credits during the month. So these people right here, okay, of the 4, at least one of them has to be personal, that you have ordered in your own name. Okay, so if you have built your business properly and set the foundation by developing 15 to 20 retail clients and sponsored 1 or 2 or 3 Novus customers. Remember, Novus customers stay that way until they become wholesale qualified, and then they are no longer your Novus customers. They move up to the level of assistant supervisor. So you want to constantly be sponsoring. You want to constantly be developing new customers. I call this, in fact, the first time I saw the marketing plan, I have to be honest with you, the very first time I saw the marketing program, I thought, aha, there's the catch. You have to do 4 case credits a month. And I looked at it in a somewhat negative form until I started really analyzing what this does. You see, you receive credit for the cases of the products purchased by your retail customers, by yourself, and by your Novus customers, your new FBOs that you're sponsoring. So if you focus on being active each month, it will keep you doing the 3 things that really determine your success in the company. Number 1, you're using the product yourself, aren't you? You're placing orders for your own personal use. That is what I call the excitement factor. It keeps your business exciting. It keeps you enthused because of the products, what they do, how they help, how good you feel, how good you look, how good you sleep. Secondly, you are retailing. You are sharing the products with others. And thirdly, you are sponsoring. So, use, share, and sponsor. Use keeps the excitement going. Sharing gives you stability. And sponsoring gives you growth. So really, the 4 case credit active requirement is the secret to Forever's marketing plan. It is the success factor, the main success factor. Because as you sponsor people and they have dreams and work to develop them and work to sell the product, to move the volume, to sponsor people, guess what? They are going to be focusing on that 4 case credit as well. And that means that you're going to have a very stable, solid business. Okay, so let's move on to leadership bonus. You know, we talked about the group bonus is the difference between your discount level and the discount level of the person that you've sponsored. And we realize that when you have sponsored an assistant manager under you and you're a manager, the difference between the 48 and the 43 is 5%, right? Well, what happens when that assistant manager becomes a manager? They move up and you can't move up any higher because you're at the highest level. Well, now you've got a situation where you have 48% minus 48%, which is 0. 0 group bonus. Well, in Forever, we do a little different type of math. 48 minus 48 is not 0, it's 6. When you have somebody that becomes a manager, that manager becomes your first generation manager because you sponsored him personally, and you will receive a 6% leadership bonus on everything that manager and all the people under him that are not manager, you will receive 6%. So basically, you have received a 1% raise. You've gone from 5% to 6%. Now, I like to think of this as raising a family. Here you are a manager. You have people who are coming up under you. It's kind of like your children who are still living at home. You train them, you feed them, you clothe them, you educate them. You're kind of responsible for their growth. Well, when they become adults and they get married, they and their spouse kind of break away from you. They set up their own household in their own condo, apartment, or house or whatever, and you start receiving this 6% on those children, so to speak. Well, when they have children that grow up and get married, they break away from their parents and set up their own household. That would be like a grandchild, and you're going to receive the 3% on those right there. And when they have children that grow up and become married, break away, that is your great-grandchild. You're going to receive 2% of all the volume that's generated in that group. Now, this is where the big income takes place. By developing managers, strong managers who develop strong volume, by developing Forever business owners who are out selling product, sharing product, and teaching others how to do the same thing. The beauty I like about Forever is that you can't earn until you help somebody else earn first. And the more that they earn, the more the potential earnings you have. Okay? Plus, another big factor is that nobody earns anything in Forever until a product is sold. Okay, so it's all based on product sales. Okay, there is a qualification to receive this leadership bonus. Now, we talked about the qualification for the group bonus, remember? That is 4 case credits being active. The qualification for the leadership bonus is a bit different. It includes the activity case credit. And as you can see right here, You are leadership bonus qualified when you have 12 case credits in a month, including your 4 active case credits that come from the people in your group who are not yet manager. In other words, the children that are still living in your household. Okay, so you will have a lot of them as you're building the business. And if you're building a business at all, this 12 cases will mean absolutely, it'll almost be automatic. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't take work. It does. But building correctly, you will have that 12 case credit. Now, there are ways that you can reduce this 12 to lower numbers. We're not going to go into that in detail today, but that has to do with the number of managers that you're developing, the number of first generation manager lines that you have. But for the intent of our explanation today, just understand that you build a group, and even though some of your children grow up, get married, and they break away, hopefully you have had other children in your household. You've sponsored other Forever Business owners, and their volume is helping you to qualify for this 6, 3, and 2%. Okay, so now that you're manager, what next? Well, the very next thing that we emphasize is becoming an Eagle manager. This is the ultimate Forever Business owner honor that we have. And we encourage everyone to start building their business from the beginning with the end in mind of becoming an Eagle manager. Okay, now what does that take? To become an Eagle manager, you need to be leadership bonus qualified every month during the incentive period. The incentive runs from May 1st to April 30th every year. Okay, so after you become manager, we start determining whether or not you are leadership bonus qualified each month. Okay, basically that means that you're doing 12 case credits with your non-manager group under you. Then, during that same period, you need to have a total of 720 case credits during the year. That's how many per month? That's 60 per month. Okay, and if you have developed your group properly to where people have not tried to buy too much product, they haven't tried to buy into a level or to a position, but they have developed customers, and those customers are using and enjoying the product. So there's repeat sales, there's strength and stability in your business. You will develop that 60 case credits. Remember, it took you 60 case credits each month for 2 months to become a manager, right? Manager is, let me go back one here. Manager is the 120 case credits in 2 months. So that's 60 average per month. Well, that's what you're doing here. You're maintaining that after you achieve the manager level. Now, within the 720, you need to have at least 100 case credits that are new. A new case credit comes from anybody that you sponsored and their ensuing downline for the first 12 months after you sponsored that initial person under you. Okay, so if you sponsored John in, let's say you sponsored John in May or June. Okay, John starts sponsoring people under him, and he starts purchasing product to sell to his customers, and the volume starts to develop. All of that volume counts as new for you for 12 months. So June through the following May, it counts as new. The only caveat is if John becomes a manager before the end of the 12 months, then those cases after that do not count as new to you. So when you sponsor somebody new, you count their cases as new for 12 months or until they become manager, whichever happens first. Now, we want to encourage everybody to shoot for Eagle Manager because that is what creates the real lasting income. Okay, now let's talk about the potential. I mentioned to you that my father received some pretty significant bonuses within the first year of his being in the business. He also continued, I mean, this was 38 years ago. and that income continues to roll right in. So how do you do this? What can happen? Let me give you a scenario of what could happen over the years. Understand that this is not any kind of guarantee of an earnings for you. We don't guarantee that you will earn any certain amount, but we can show you that if certain things happen, this is what likely would happen for you. Okay, here you are. Let's suppose that over time you sponsor 5 who become 60 case credit managers. Now, why do we use the term 60 case credit managers? That means 60 case credits per month. We want them to be Eagle managers every year, so they maintain 60 case credits per month. Okay, so here you are. You've got an organization where you've sponsored the 5. Now, I'm not saying that you sponsor all these in the first month or in the first year or in the first 5 years. I'm just saying that over time, you've sponsored 5 people directly to you who become manager and regularly do 60 case credits a month. Then let's suppose that they sponsor 3 each. Okay, so now you have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 second generation managers who are each doing 60 case credits per month. And let's suppose that each of them sponsors 2. So 3 people, 3 FBOs who each sponsor 2 gives us 6 on the bottom tier here. So we have 6, 6, 6, 6, and 6. That is 30 third generation managers who are doing 60 case credits a month. Okay, so let's suppose that over time, 5 years, 10 years, whatever, this is something that you develop. Or it could, I'm not saying it couldn't happen sooner. Some people have done that, but not everybody. Here's what the result would be if each of those managers and you were doing your 60 case credits with their non-manager groups. This would be the result. First of all, each year, your group would have a suggested retail sales volume of $7,600,000. Now, your income is going to be percentages of that volume. Okay, now whether that's a 6-figure income or close to a 7-figure income or a 5-figure income, that it depends on the metrics of your group. So there's no way that we can pinpoint and say exactly that's what you would earn. But just it's impressive enough to realize that on $7 million, almost $8 million on volume, you're going to be receiving some percentages of that. And believe me, those of you who have been in the marketing plan or in the company for a few years have seen what that potential could be. You would be an Eagle manager, and you would be enjoying the Eagle Manager Retreat trip each year. This is to an exotic location. This year it's Cancun. Next year it's in Greece, on the coast of Greece. Last year it was in Lake Tahoe. And each year they will be in a new exotic place that you receive a 5-star travel experience, all expenses paid. You would have also qualified for Forever to Drive, and you would be receiving $9,600 extra a year to help you purchase or lease a vehicle or use in any other way that you would like. By the way, I highly recommend the vehicle. I can't tell you the impact that my first Forever to Drive car made on my business. I remember it was a Cadillac Seville that I had, that the company was paying for. And when I drove that around town, my friends, my acquaintances were all asking me, wow, what did you do to get that? And I found it to be a very effective recruiting tool. Next, you will have easily qualified for the Global Rally trip. This is again, to another exotic location. It happens every April, and you would receive not only the all expense paid trip, 5-star experience, but you would receive $2,000 spending money while you were there at that rally. In addition, you would have qualified for the chairman's bonus, either level 1 or 2 at this point, and that could add quite a bit to your income. We've had level 1 checks as low as $8,000 or $9,000. We've had level 2 checks as high as $200,000 or $300,000. So where you would fall in there, I'm not really sure. That depends again on the metrics of your group. So you can see the potential. The potential's there for those who are willing to work for it. Okay. Now let me review some of the features and income sources of our marketing plan. And just in case I haven't pointed out some of these features, it'll give me a list to go from that I can remember to comment on. First of all of our bonuses and discounts are based upon the suggested retail price. You remember I said I compared this with another marketing plan that I was heavily involved with in the past? Their equivalent of case credits, in other words, how they gave you, not their equivalent of case credits, I'm sorry, the way that they paid their bonuses was that you had a wholesale price that a distributor would pay, you had a retail price that distributor would charge his customers, and then you would have what they called a business volume dollar amount, and that's what they paid the bonus on. So if you had let's suppose that they had a 25% difference between the retail and the wholesale value. So you have $100 retail value, $20, a 25% discount would bring that down to 75% of what you'd be paying. You would be paying 75%. But you would be receiving a bonus not on the $100 like we do in Forever, but you would receive your bonus based upon maybe $80 or maybe even lower than wholesale, perhaps $60, depending upon the product. So in reality, they were paying out a much less percentage of the value of the product in bonus. The company would be keeping more money. In other words, that's the bottom line. All of our bonuses and discounts are based on the full retail value. Okay, we have a 2-month move up, which means that you accumulate your volume, the required volume, over a 2-month period instead of a 1-month period. There's no level requalification. Whenever you achieve assistant supervisor or assistant manager or manager, any of those levels, you are locked in at that level forever until you go to a higher level. You never have to worry about maintaining volume to maintain the level. You can never drop down. You can never drop backwards. In other words, there's no reversion. There's no pass-ups. If you sponsor somebody who is really gung-ho and a self-starter and really takes off, they can never pass you up. Then, in fact, they will simply push you up, and that you will continue to receive the benefit of having sponsored them. You're working with a company with a proven track record. Ever since 1978, Forever Living has never failed to pay its bonuses on the 15th of the month. Now, this was another situation that I faced with my previous company. There were a few times when they couldn't, for some reason, pay their bonuses on time, and we had to wait a few more days or a week before receiving our bonuses. Forever Living has a perfect track record. Bonus payments have been made on the 15th every month, every year for 38 years. We've also had a good track record in sales increases. Our sales volume has steadily increased over the 38-year period. There are no large inventories required in our as a Forever business owner. We discourage it, in fact. We encourage our Forever business owners to purchase only enough product to meet their immediate sales needs, which would probably be like in the next month or so. So don't think that you have to have a large inventory sitting in your garage that you're going to have to move someday. Our products are consumable, which makes for a very good high repeat business. It's very difficult to operate a network marketing company when you have a product that's not very high repeat. The company is financially stable, it's vertically integrated, and we have an international presence. In my mind, there's just no better opportunity in the world. Now, our income sources, as you can see, there are several ways that we earn. I've talked about all of them. We have the retail profit, the Novus customer profit, the personal group bonus, the Novus customer bonus, the leadership bonus, the Eagle Manager Retreat, Forever to Drive bonus, the Global Rally, the Chairman's bonus, and the GEM bonus. All of these provide income streams for you. Again, you won't find this duplicated anywhere else in the marketplace. Okay, over my career, I have seen this marketing program help so many thousands and thousands of people lift themselves from one level of financial independence to a higher level. And that the level depended upon their ambition and their willingness to work. As you can see, these are people from all walks of life. They're from all different cultures. They're from all religious backgrounds and levels of education. It's just, if they can do it, believe me, you can do it. And that's the message I want to leave. Our marketing program works. You don't have to worry about the nuts and bolts of the mechanics of how it works. Our computers do all of that. Once you start receiving bonus recaps each month, you will quickly see how fair and how accurate our program really is. Okay, that's our marketing program, at least the basics of it. And I wanted to go a little bit in depth with you today, which I feel that I've had. Let me encourage you to download, if you haven't already, these slides so that you can use them if you'd like to explain the marketing program to others. And let me take a look and see if there's any questions that have come in that I might be able to answer for you. Let's see here. Okay, can I get this presentation in PowerPoint? Yes, you certainly can. You will receive an email tomorrow that will give you a link to watch this in video form, this same presentation. If you will respond to that, in other words, send an email, send me back an email to that, respond to that, asking me for the PowerPoint, I will be more than happy to make sure that you can get it downloaded. The reason I don't put it on the handouts here is because it's too large in order for it to pass through properly. So we've got it as a PDF. Okay, the question was, I mentioned that my wife is working as an FBO. We've worked together to build our business for many, many years, well, for 36 years now. And the question is, do we share an account or did I sponsor her? No, we share an account. And the concept of a single distributorship or the single FBO distributorship just began about 6 months ago. The company introduced that. And the question is also, does it make sense to sponsor your own wife or should we share an account? That depends on you. I personally prefer to share the account. But again, you would have to look at your personal preferences. Okay, let's see if there's any others here. What happens when a supervisor has no signups but generates 4 case credits from personal purchases plus purchases of the assistant supervisors under him? Does he still earn 20% from the assistant supervisors in his team? I'm assuming that a supervisor who has assistant supervisors under him is going to be earning 3% on that volume. The 20% is only on the new FBOs, the new Novus customers, the people who are still at Novus customer status. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Okay, here's a good question. Does your spouse qualify for the trips too, or do they need to be an FBO as well? All of the awards and all of the trips that are awarded by the company are for 2 people. And you're certainly welcome to bring your spouse as one of the two. You can bring your spouse or anybody else who is eligible to become a forever business owner. Most people bring their spouses, of course, but the trips are always for two people. This is my first time using the GoToWebinar. Since the session is being recorded, can I listen to this anytime in the future? Yes. Tomorrow, you will receive an email that will have a link. It will be sent 24 hours after we finish. It will have a link that you can use to go to a website that has this recorded. And you can share that link with others if you like. You can listen to it, or you can even download the entire thing to your computer if you like. We encourage you to listen to it over and over again if you like. Okay, do I understand correctly that if you are not 4Case Credit active, you don't get paid at all, not even on your retail sales or recruitment bonuses? No, that is not correct. That is not the proper understanding. The 4Case Credit only has to do with your group bonuses. Those are the let me back up here real quick. Okay, you see the group bonuses right here? The 4Case Credit only applies to those. Okay, it does not apply to the Novus profit and bonuses here. It does not apply to your profits from your retail customers. It does not apply to the discounts that you're getting when you purchase a product. Okay, good question. What happens when a diamond manager develops a diamond manager? Do they both get the 9% gem bonus? Understand that, yes, if they both qualify, in order to qualify, you have to have 9 active first-generation managers who are doing 25 case credits, so that each one of them would have to have their own 9. Now, of course, one of the diamond, the diamond who's under the diamond is going to count as one of that diamond's 9. But it's not all the same volume that's being paid that's creating the qualification for both of those diamonds. Okay. Okay. I'm a manager, but I don't qualify as an Eagle yet. Can I still attend even if I pay for it? No, that cannot be done. It's a very exclusive trip and training only for those who qualify as Eagle. So our recommendation obviously is for you to get to work and build an Eagle business. Okay, that brings us to the end of the questions. I thank you so much for taking time to visit and to be a part of Forever. This has been a big part of my life for so many years that I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being with us and for choosing Forever as your career. It can pay you so much, and it can also, it's because you are helping so many people with our wonderful products. As I mentioned, we're recording this. You'll have access to the recording tomorrow. And if you have already clicked to start downloading your PDF, even though we end the webinar now, your download will continue until it finishes. So for now, thank you very much. Take care, and we wish you all the best as you build your Forever business.